everybody. Welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. All right, we have a letter, so let's dive right into this letter and see what she says. I am a single mom with a 10-year-old daughter. I think her father is a narcissist and operates like a con artist and is a believer of his own lies. I broke up with him in my first trimester. He is such a liar. He even denied paternity and had the nerve to act relieved when the DNA confirmed that he was the father. Ever since her birth, he has been popping in and out of her life with texts and phone calls where he's dominating the conversation. She can barely get a word in, and sometimes I have to tell her to hang up when he's having full-on conversations with other people in the background. So wait a minute. When your daughter is on the phone talking to her father, it sounds like you are supervising these calls. She's 10. What is it that you think that is going to be said or whatever that you don't need to know about? Okay, it just sounds like a little crowded for you to be monitoring her calls with her father. Okay? He has seen her in person a handful of times, and we live about 3 hours away on the same island. He makes all these promises to her and rarely ever fulfills them. He sends money and sometimes gifts for her when he feels like it and looks like he is trying to compensate for his absence and effort as a father. It could be that, from your letter so far, it sounds like he deserves a chance to make up for lost time, if that's what he's trying to do. I haven't spoken to him in 9 years, which he has a problem with, and brings it up to my daughter and my mother whenever he calls. Yeah, because it sounds like he's trying to make amends, but you still bitter. You haven't gotten over it. You're still holding a grudge. It was even more telling when every time he would send a greater sum of money than usual for his daughter, he would beg her and my mother to speak with me. Right, because you're the mother. And he wants you both to be on the same page. He wants to be able to get along with you, to squash this beef and concentrate on doing the best that the both of you can for your daughter. My daughter used to cry and ask why her father wasn't constantly in her life, and we would talk about it. He hasn't spoken to her in 4 months, but since last year, I realized that she doesn't get excited, sad, or ask about him anymore. It's like she has accepted the reality. Whenever she asks certain things, I don't badmouth him, but I do tell her the truth as it is appropriate to her. I have blocked him on her phone in the past for his inconsistency, but unblocked him when she insisted on talking to him. Still, here you are in the middle. She's 10, and you block him from even talking to her. See, it almost sounds like you are using her to get back at him because he didn't pan out to be what you expected to be when you got pregnant. Okay? When you got pregnant. So it just didn't pan out. So now you're still bitter with him. How dare he, come and try to get close to my daughter that I've raised all this time on my own, meaning without him. And maybe now he's trying to make amends. But you got this wall up. And it's only because what happened in the very beginning when you got pregnant. Okay? But now I'm thinking of blocking him for good. Why? What has he done? What do you think about this? And how would you deal with his absenteeism? Listen, is that your only complaint? His absenteeism? Well, let me tell you something. And you probably have been bitter since way back when, that's why he doesn't come around much. But now that his daughter's a little older, he feels like maybe he can get closer to her without you being in the middle of it. But you insist on monitoring his time with his daughter. Now, you told me in the beginning that he was a narcissist and you tried to set it up, saying that, that painting the picture that he's a bad guy. And he very well could be. But you didn't tell me all that. You didn't tell me what he did or how he did it. You just told me that he didn't want to take responsibility when you got pregnant. He questioned the paternity. All right. And then when he found out that it was his daughter, you say that he was okay with it. But you also said here that you live 3 hours away. You didn't give me much background. Did he always live 3 hours away? How did you get pregnant? Was it a one-night stand? Did he really know you? It could have been a lot of reasons why you didn't end up with him. Okay? Ladies, you just can't go out here and get pregnant and think that the man is going to hop on board just because you got pregnant. You understand? So now, in hindsight, it sounds like from your letter that he's trying to get closer to you and to the daughter. All right? You need to get over it. You need to get over it. And I'm sure your daughter's attitude about him is tainted from the things that you've told her about him. And he knows that. That's why he's trying to get closer to her so she can get to know who he is. All right? But you got that iron fist standing in the way. Now you want to block him for good so he can't tell his story to nobody. You don't want to hear it. You got to get over that. You know why? Because this is hurting you. All of that anger and bitterness that you are putting out is coming right back into your life. It's going to hurt you. You can't do that. Give it up. Forgive it, whatever it was. And as long as he's coming in a friendly way and trying to contribute to your life in some way, then why not? Welcome him in. Let him be with his daughter. But if he is abusive and you feel like he's going to harm you or your daughter in any way, then I agree with you to block him off. But in your letter, you didn't indicate any of that. You only said how to deal with his absenteeism. You want to pay him back for not being present in her life. And in your life, too. You want to pay him back. That's revenge. That's not in a high vibration. That's very low vibrational. You want to pay back. And every time you curse his name and whatever you're doing, whatever you're thinking about this man and blocking him, the same energy is going to come back to you in some way, shape, or form when you least expect it. When you want things to go right, they're going to go bad because you've been putting out that bad energy to someone else. You got to understand that, people. Karma is real. You got to check what you do and why you're doing it. Okay? So I hope that you understand. I'm going to say it again. If he's coming in a good spirit, he just wants to get to know his daughter. He wants to take care of his daughter. He wants to make amends. Let him. If he wants to speak to you, let it speak to him. Get over that bitterness. That's in hindsight. Your daughter 10 years old. You understand? You've already been through it. You need to speak to him to see where he's coming from, to see if he's genuine or if he's just about playing games again. Now, if you find that he's just playing games again, but then that's a different story. But if he is trying to be genuine and bring some gain into your life, well, then I say open the door and give the man a chance. All right? I hope that you understand the message today, and I really hope that it helps. Now, those of you who may have a question that you'd like for me to answer, my email address is in the description. And if you're looking for today's affirmation, the link is also in the description. I want to thank you so much for supporting this channel. Thank you for your comments and your letters. And a very special thank you to those that leave a donation. I really appreciate all of you. I wish you all the very best. And I really hope to see you next time.